the subtle scent of spring. Nature, in her eternal forms, beautiful, pure. Let's carve it into a spoon. If you think carving a spoon is outside of your skill range, at the beginning of this project, the best thing I had ever carved was a pointy stick. So stick around and I'll show you what I learned. The first thing I needed for this project was wood. Luckily, some dummy had thrown a bunch of perfectly good branches over his fence into the park, which I'm pretty sure means you are free to take this. So thanks, neighbor. I got the wood back to my third floor apartment and began dissection. If you're wondering what type of tree this is, it is wood. In the crosscut I saw this little crack here, which seemed like a good place to hit with the hatchet. Now came the hard part of choosing which of these two pieces of wood I wanted to spend the next 3 hours carving. And this one tasted pretty good.
I've been rolling back to you, baby, rolling through the night. I've been rolling back to see you, honey, kiss and hold you tight. I've been rolling, I've been wheeling, cannot get no sleep. Over bridges under the mountain, rolling through.
To stay safe, I try not to swing the head of the hatchet above my hand holding the wood in place. But if you want to take safety advice from a guy making his first spoon on YouTube, that's really up to you. Speaking of safety, you might be wondering if these rubber Crocs are safe, and they are, because they can bounce any tool you drop back into your hand.
And I've been burning up the track like fire, fire see me through. Pick the right train, I could be rolling, rolling back to you. Ticket man, when you see my face, well, it sure don't need to tell me this is the right train. It's the right train. Oh, my ticket, book my place, buckle up, let's go. I know that this is the right train. It's the right train.
At this point, I decided to switch to a knife to avoid a apartment building riot. Make sure you use a fixed blade or locking knife so you don't slice off all 4 of your fingers. From here on out, it's just like peeling a very hard potato with a stick coming out of it.
And I've been burning up the track like fire, fire see me through. Pick the right train, I could be rolling, rolling back to you.
This was my first time carving with a hook knife, which I thought would be easy to use, and then almost sliced my finger trying to open the box. So I spent the next 3 hours watching YouTube videos on how to use it correctly. I learned a lot, and I learned how much more I still need to learn. Here you can watch me almost slice my palm open, at which point I decided it would be better to look like an idiot than to end up in the ER.
See my face, well, it sure don't need to tell me this is the right train. It's the right train. Oh, my ticket, book my place, buckle up, let's go. I know that this is the right train. It's the right train.
I tried sanding for about 8 seconds and then decided to go with a more rustic look. I still decided to sand around the edge to avoid splinters in my lips. And that is what I would call a finished product. Well, only one thing left to do.
Track like fire, fire see me through. Pick the right train, I could be rolling, rolling back to you. Ticket man, when you see my face, well, it sure don't need to tell me